so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. The Sports Talk 305 network is back. It's time to talk Miami Dolphins football with the greatest fan base in the world. EJDconstruction.com is fully insured, liability and workers' comp. Call Eric if you need a custom home builder or general contractor. 305-433-4843. This is the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins Postgame Show on the Sports Talk 305 network. The show is mastered by Sean Stanley and Chad Shobe. Here's your host, the Big O.
Yeah, that's how you start off the season. You got to have faith. You got to hang in there. Even if Vic Fangio's defense absolutely sucks royal ass. But Zach Sealer, the money man, woke up at the end and got it done, baby. Got it done. And please don't compare anymore. It's over. Tua put on a fucking clinic. Herbert had 234 yards rushing for him. You want to give a guy that threw 466 yards, 200 yards rushing? Let's see what he does. The performance today by Tua Tagovailoa, it cannot be even really described. His coach called a terrible game today. He played by the seat of his pants. Let's just call this shit like we see it, dude. Mike McDaniel had it up his ass the entire offseason. Oh, Staley schooled you, took away the middle of the field, took away the middle of the field, took away the middle of the field. And a team that's notorious for not stopping the run, you failed to establish the run. You went off on your pass-happy ways. You're lucky you have Tua, because most quarterbacks would have shit the bed way before the fourth quarter. You got a center that can't snap. You got a kicker that can't actually hit an extra point for you. You got a defense that can't stop a nosebleed. And then you got a coach that has a hard-on for just proving people wrong that he can attack the middle of the field. I mean, you know, if that's what he did today. He played with fire and they won. Only because they got Tua. Only because you got Uno. Because you have an elite passer. That's the only reason you get away with shit like that. It was irresponsible of him. And by the way, we were worried about the tackles. Any sacks? Did they get any sacks? Did they have any sacks? No sacks. Did you see? I think I'm the only media member, right, in the entire freaking planet that told you, hey, man, let's give Lamb a chance. And Austin Jackson, let's give him a chance. Everybody was just, it's over. It's over. And I say, hey, let's give him a chance. And maybe you'll feel better after this. And I think you feel a little better after this. But the only thing I don't like is that he didn't want to run. And you got to run, man. You got to run, man. I'm so happy that they won. In a way, here's a twisted thing about all of this. With all the screwed up stuff that happened today, okay, poor game call by Mike McDaniel. Vic Fangio, bro, go in a corner. Don't look at anybody. As the late, great Mad Dog would say, do not stare anybody in the face. Stare at your shoelaces and hide, or whatever he would say. Basically, go run away. But let me tell you something. This is good for all those Tua haters, all those freaking idiots that we've been hearing about from the last couple of years. Watch that performance. Watch that performance. Everybody around him. Tyreek Hill dropping passes too. Durham Smythe doesn't know how to really run routes the right way. He doesn't know how to shield himself from the defender. There's all kinds of shit that went on today, and Tua overcame. He was Marino today. For you youngins, this was Dan Marino. This was the era of Dan. What you experienced today, that was Dan Marino. No defense, no running game. Uwe von Schaman losing his mind. Stoyanovich missing this. Whatever it was, whatever that went on around Marino, it didn't matter. But Marino had to lift all ships. And that's the reason why he never won a title, because they never put it all around him. Today, you experienced Dan Marino. That was Dan Marino, bro. That was Dan Marino, what you watched today. And I'm glad in a sense that this happened, because I want you to know how good that guy is. And I hope that all these guys that continue to waffle about Tua and all that shit, the thing that I've never done in my life since watching this kid is waffle on his ability. You can be nervous all you want about his injury history. By the way, I'm glad he toughened up that neck and that back, because they landed all over his ass. And in that preseason game also with one of those bad Connor snaps. There's no doubt that body's been built up in a big time way. Okay. All right. I mean, that was just awesome. That was a great performance, dude. That's the kind of performance that has to tell you that Messi and Tua are the biggest stars in town. Okay? That was a king-size, stud-like performance, dude. That was awesome by Tua Tagovailoa. Carrying his coach, carrying his offense, carrying his defense, carrying Vic Fangio, carrying Jason Sanders, carrying everybody. In fact, let me tell you something. He bulked up so much his neck and his shoulders that he can carry the whole damn franchise now. How do you like them apples? That's what's going on. He can carry the whole damn franchise. You think he's strong? You think Nick Hicks has done enough with him? Nick, buddy, you outdid yourself this time. Can we just... It's not Tua anymore, right? It's Atlas. That's Tua, Atlas. He's carrying, he's doing it. Now I'm scared of that. Vic Fangio, buddy, I know they pay you $4.5 million. You're not here to allow 4 touchdowns a game. I mean, They ran all over you, dude. What the hell is that? Jesus. Whew. Whew. If you're questioning Tua Tagovailoa still, shame on you. Your stupidity is stupendous. That's what I have to say. Your stupidity is stupendous if you're still questioning that guy. Okay? That guy bailed everyone out today. Everyone. Brother, that dime he dropped into Tyreek for the touchdown, to then follow up with the other dime that he dropped before that when he scrambled. Are you kidding me, dude? Who does that kind of stuff? Money players. Money freaking players do that. Okay? So Mike McDaniel, you need to get up to the level of your quarterback. Vic Fangio, brother, I need you at least at the half of the level of your quarterback. Just half. I'm not asking you to be your quarterback because then you would need the no-name defense and the steel curtain and the doomsday. And how come we never gave the Ravens Ray Lewis a name, his defense? How come we never gave the Bucks a name? How come we never gave those Broncos of 2016? We've kind of failed that, right? We used to, Orange Crush, Doomsday, right? We used to at least give Purple People Eaters. Remember that? I mean, we had some style back then. As of late, we're not giving some of these legendary defenses like real names. Like, we don't know. There's no name for the Bucs defense. And they deserve it. And that Ravens defense from the early 2000s deserves it. And the one that carried Peyton Manning that he couldn't throw for 5 yards. They deserve it. They have no name. They have no legendary name. Nothing. The Bears were the monsters of the Midway. It's kind of weird, right? What is Vic Fangio is what? The monsters of the Wedway in Disney World? Because they're just cruising around Fantasyland? Is that what it is? Boy, Vic Fangio, man. Vic Fangio is in Tom Olivedotti's face right now. He's right there, bro. He is flirting with Tom Olivedotti right now. He better get his shit together. I know it's only one game, and I'll give him a break, but this kind of crap can't continue. You got players, bro. You got no excuses. None. Nada. Josh Boyer is better than you. Josh Boyer allowed 2 touchdowns against the Chargers and limited a bunch of field goals. And I kept telling you last year over and over and over and over and over again, as you idiots get complaining about Josh Boyer, he barely lost a game last year. Okay? Really, he lost no games. The only 2 games that he would have lost, the Dolphins came back, which was the Lions and the Ravens, when they got blown out in the first half. But then his defense came back and shut them down in the second half, and the offense came back and did their jobs and finished it. So Josh Boyer's defense was way better than the shit we saw today from Vic Fangio. At least the money player, Zach Sealer, made a play at the end. That was huge. That was huge. By the way, is it officially a choke job for Herbert when he grounds? That's kind of a panic move, isn't that? Isn't grounding a panic move? I would call it a panic move. I mean, our guy didn't need 200-yard rushing. He didn't have that luxury throwing all underneath and stuff. He doesn't have, here's the other thing. Justin Herbert is 6'6", and he throws to a receiver that's 6'6", and then the other guys are like 6'2" and 6'3" and 6'1" and all that, right? Tua is short, and he throws to short receivers with no running game, and he kicks his ass. Oh, man. But that's the good thing about today's game. Not just the win. It shows you how good Tua is. That's what it shows you. It shows you how good, what kind of a money freaking player that guy is, dude. All you got, man, as a Dolphins fan, get off your negativity bullshit, okay? Get on the bandwagon. Support this guy. This is a great human being, and he's a great passer. Okay? He's a great passer, and he's a money player. I don't know how you don't get this is the best quarterback since Dan Marino, and it's by miles because the shit that's been in between Dan and Tua, bro, nothing. Chad Pennington in his dreams could never be this guy. Nobody. Everybody combined doesn't get to this guy. This is a money player. Get behind it and stop complaining. The other stuff needs to get fixed. The coach went back to all his bad habits from last year. Pass happy, and he got lucky today. The defense was terrible. Jason Sanders cannot be missing extra points in a moment like that. Can't be missing it, period. You can't miss that, dude. What's that? They pay you to do that. You're not allowed to miss that extra point, Jason Sanders. And he was good throughout the game. He hit a couple field goals. And key moments, too. He kept you in the game, but he put you at risk. Connor Williams, bro, enough is enough already, man. Enough. So what? The money stuff got to your head? Well, this is why you don't deserve it, because look what you did. You're the one. You're part. They had to drive the length of the field practically because Miami moved the ball all the way down when they fumbled. But, you know, your turnover led to points. All I know is Tua outplayed Herbert by miles and miles and miles and miles. It wasn't even close. The performance that Tua Tagovailoa put up today compared to Justin Herbert, who once again had an advantage over Tua Tagovailoa. He's had coaching advantages. He's had talent advantages. And today he had the running game advantage because Tua's coach forgot the running game, refused to establish it. And once you get into this whole pass happy thing, it's hard to just like turn, okay, now let's start running the ball. That's an attitude that has to start from the beginning of the game that we're going to punch you in the mouth. And they refused to do that, and they wanted to play the pass happy game. Remember, folks, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. EJD Construction, proud sponsors, of course, the title sponsor of our program. And, of course, you can call them Dade and Broward counties only, 305-433-4843, fully insured, liability and workers' comp, custom home construction, major home remodeling. Lots of our listeners have called him now over the years for doing all kinds of things, from efficiencies to extra rooms to remodelings of kitchen to an observation deck in the house to, I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff. Custom home construction, major home remodeling. He can do it all for you, man. So call him 305-433-4843. And if you want to make a donation, you can make one through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Sean, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to the first super chat on this chat board because that thing disappeared. So I'm going to count on you, okay? True Fin fan, you're the best. You're the best, Sean. Where's Shad and the haters at now? What did Shad say about it? Did he? Well, you know what? He doesn't really give Tua credit. You're right about that. Yeah, you're right about that. Well, but don't worry about it. We'll talk to him on Wednesday. All right, appreciate you, True Fin fan. Man of 1,005 holds. What a game today. Tua time comes again. It was beautiful. It was beautiful to see the money player that he is. True Fin fan says, I can't wait to hear Shad on here. Well, we will hold his feet to the fire on Wednesday. I can guarantee you that. I'm Hans, and I'm Franz, and we're here to pump you up. Tua haters are real quiet. You need to shut the hell up already, bro. That was a performance. He carried a bunch of dudes today. Go ahead. What's next? Thank you, by the way. Thank you, Frankie. Tua and the O-line won this for us. Yeah. Yeah. And the receivers did their jobs too overall. Yeah. No doubt about it, man. They carried them. No doubt. Justin Wobert. Yeah. I mean, he got outplayed by Miles. I don't want to hear any of these Justin Herbert pullers. Okay. All right. I don't want to hear one Justin Herbert puller at all. Don't talk to me. Go to a corner. Shut up. No doubt. Thank you, sir. Next up, True Fin Fan says, line looked good to me. Hawaiian Sniper. We got to see it, right? I got to watch it again and check it out, but they didn't allow a sack. Tua wasn't running for his life at all. He got pressured a couple of times and he got rid of it. Dude, it's football. You're going to have some pressures. It's not like we're not going to build a wall of Montezuma and that nobody will ever get through. And all of a sudden we've got the midline, the 90s from the Cowboys line from the mid-90s. You know what I'm saying? Things are going to happen and he's going to have to get rid of it quickly. And he's going to have a tip ball and, stuff is going to happen. You got to overcome it. And that's what they did today. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you, True Fin Fan, as always. Manny J. Snow, always loyal. Still here, Big O. Big win. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you big time. LFG. Thank you. Brett Franz, Justin Herbert fanboy, have gone MIA. Yeah, I know. Where are they now, right? Where are they? Yeah, exactly. All the fanboys. I want to hear those fanboys all over the place. Oh, Justin Herbert this, Justin Herbert that. What happened, dude? Why didn't he take over the game? Tua took over the game. But I thought Justin Herbert was this big, strong guy. How come they don't let him take over a game? How come the short coach with the short quarterback and the short wide receivers have bigger balls than everybody else? How come they unleash the Kraken named Tua? But I thought the big kid was the Kraken. I thought he could do everything. But if Justin Herbert is such a golden arm, beautiful, perfect quarterback, Mr. Clutch, Mr. Amazing, why didn't they unleash him? Why do they keep running the ball so much? Oh, by the way, how's that Jonathan Taylor? Did you need him today? Because they ran for 200 yards. How did that work out? How did it work out running for 200 yards, ladies and gentlemen? How important is the running back? When is the running back that important? Oh, I'm sorry, 4th and 1. Get me a short yardage one. Okay, guy. Thank you. 200 yards rush. No. Let me. No. It's even better for you Jonathan Taylor lovers. Let me see, Jonathan Taylor lovers. 234 yards and 3 touchdowns. How'd that work out for you? All that running. Run. Oh, we need Jonathan Taylor. Run. Oh, we need Jonathan Taylor. Run. Yeah, because it's so important to overpay for a running back. Stupidest shit in the world. Seriously. It's about the silliest crap in the world that some of you bite on this because there's media members that aren't very smart about football. Sorry, but if you think we needed and desperately needed Jonathan Taylor, your football IQ needs some tweaking. Okay? It's just these are Tannenbaum flunky boys and girls. That's all you are. You're all Tannenbaum flunky boys and girls with the little shiny object, and you don't really understand this game. You can run, but you run for complimentary purposes. Running ain't going to carry you shit, dude. It ain't going to carry you at all. Fools. Learn what's going on in football now. It's this. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's this. Left-handed. It's the left-handed way. By the way, if Justin Herbert, again, is so special, why don't they unleash him like they unleashed Tua today? I thought he was like so special and so amazing. Let me see. 23 of 33, 228 measly yards and 1 touchdown. The other guy threw for 466. So Justin Herbert in 23 completions gets 228 yards, but doing 28 completions, 5 more, gets 240 yards more, 228 to 466. Huh? What? But I want to run with Jonathan Taylor. Idiots. It really is. It's you really don't understand how the game of football has changed. You just don't. That's all. You just don't. But if Justin Herbert's so special, ask all of those Justin Herbert people, why didn't they unleash Justin Herbert on a bad defense when they unleashed Tua on them? They got a giraffe playing wide receiver in Parham. They've got Mike Williams. They've got Keenan Allen. They've got monster receiving core, bro. I mean, Justin Herbert is so special. They tell me all the time, the guy that never won anything, but he's so special. I always hear this. Well, today, they had an opportunity to unleash the Golden Locks. But what happened? But why didn't they unleash the Golden Locks? Oh, the Justin Herbert people are going to say, well, no, the coach, yeah, he did it wrong. I'm just saying. If he's that special, well, then let him be special. Unleash him. Why is it that Cristobal kept him under wraps and ran him also? Why are they doing that here also? I wonder, do they know what some of us know? I'm just saying. Jeff George put up great numbers. Just saying. If he's so special, unleash the Kraken. Miami did. They unleashed the pit bull terrier on their ass, and brother, he ate them up. And don't tell me about receiving cores. He's got a hell of a receiving core. I don't want to hear about it. He had a hell of a running game. Okay? He's got an offensive line. There are no excuses. He had what Marino and Tua never has. He had a running game. Okay? But if he's Dan Marino, then unleash him the way the Dolphins unleashed the new Marino. I'm just saying. Tom Wilson, thank you for the love on the super chat, my friend. Appreciate it. I'm going to go to the Cash App or Venmo. We love those because we get 100% of the donation on Cash App or Venmo. Here we get 70%. YouTube takes 30%. We appreciate them all, by the way. But I'm going to the Cash App and Venmo too, Cash Big O Show. You can send your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of stuff. Tom Wilson, thank you. Next up, let's go. Richard Kuchikan, thank you, sir. Incredibly, no one willing to run. Fangio's defense missing in action. Tua and Tyreek kicked ass. I'm so effing happy. You should be. It was a hell of a performance. It was like watching Marino and the Marx Brothers. DJ Gallagher, thank you, sir. Regardless of what Tua's saying publicly, he had the one-on-one head-to-head matchup against Herbert circled. How you like me now? Tua, lefty legion. Oh, and he wiped the floor with Herbert. Thank you, my brother. Rick Rivera, Tua was a better pick than Herbert. Tuanon, 143, MIA. Woo! Let's go. Greg Sashi, baby. Tough test for week 1. Yes, sir. Leon Fresco, thank you for the love in the super chat. Glad they blitz finally as Herbert is a choker. Boom. He folded El Tento. Baharian Law Firm, thank you, sir. Appreciate you big time. Gordon Shumway, I want to see Joe Rose say, that's right, Joe is a Herbert fan. Tua outplayed him because he came through in the clutch. Yeah, Joe Rose can't say jack shit about, and by the way, Somebody call Joe Rose tomorrow. They don't answer phone calls anyways. And they don't check. But again, ask the question to anybody like Joe Rose. If Justin Herbert is so special, why didn't they unleash him? Just wondering. He's got all those receivers. They unleashed Tua. Why didn't they unleash the greatest quarterback since the guy that never wins anything, never won anything, no championships, no nothing, no playoffs, nothing. The guy hasn't won jack shit. But Joe Rose and others make him sound like he's the second coming. Okay? He's Jeff George, bro, with athleticism. That's what he is. But, it'll all get exposed. But again, ask anybody, bro. Bro, he's so good. What happened? What happened in this game? Why do they keep running the ball? Why? Because they're dumb like some fans that think that the running game is important? Because they got 230 yards and they lost. But we need Jonathan Taylor. Gordon, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. I doubt Joe Rose can say anything tomorrow about Justin Herbert. You're going to make excuses. So like that. That's all they ever do about Justin Herbert because it's all physical ability. That's all it is. True Fin fan. Tua overcomes 234 yards and 2 turnovers. Elite. Of course he's elite. That was an elite passing show yesterday. Thank you, True Fin fan. Again, bro, you are studly. The humble giant in Connecticut says the Samoan sniper. You know it, baby. Next up, it is Josh Hart. Thank you, sir. Big O, Tyreek Hill was worth every penny. Fins up. Amen. And they know how to use him. He may not know how to use the running game right now. The running coach. It's the weirdest thing. Frankie, thank you. Poop would have said Teddy can do the. Alan Pooper would have said that. Yeah, he would have done the same thing as Tua. Yeah, he would have downplayed it that way. That is a great line, Frankie. All right, next up. Is that it? Did we catch up? Okay. No doubt. Did you hear Phinz fan chant defense? Yes. I saw that there was a ton of Dolphins fans there, bro, but you knew that was going to happen. They don't have home field advantage in Los Angeles for the Chargers. That is. James Helm, thank you, bro. Much love. Next up, True Fin fan. Again, 40% of that stadium was Miami. Man, I feel good. Yeah, it was awesome. There was a lot of aqua and orange. P. Hills, Big O, Tua is him. That's right. He's that dude. Albuquerque Alex, thank you, sir. Barrios and Hill were money. O-line is great. Effing game without Teron Armstead. Defense needs to get better. Super happy we won, but we need to get better. Fins up, and that's the beauty. But at least you've got that stud playing quarterback. And if he plays like this, he can play all year like this. Okay? He got rid of the football. He didn't do any kind of real craziness with the football. Even that one time he ran, he slid perfectly and everything. It was beautiful. I was really proud. And the other time when he ran to the left and he threw it away, I was really proud of him. Take care of yourself, kid, and you'll be fine. Suds is in. Thank you, my friend. Big O, my favorite Tua moment was when he threw the ball to the ground to live to see another play. There you go. Exactly. I just said that. Thank you, Suds. Let me go here to Venmo and Cash App, and I'll go back to the super chats in 1 second here. All right, let's go. Here we go. Lisa, thank you. Week 1 win. Could you imagine if the defense could have stopped the running game? This would have been a blowout. Samoan sniper. Yes, I agree with you, Lisa, 100%. Let's hope for better days because Vic Fangio, my brother, that was a stinker. That was embarrassing. As a Dolphins fan, I felt like I was watching Dan Marino again since I'm old enough to have lived it. It looked like the same crap that I used to have to deal with Dan, that Dan had to carry no running game, no defense, and it was just a joke. Joe Cracchiola, thank you on the Venmo. Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. Big win. Not a huge Jason Sanders fan, which I don't blame you. Janelle Gonzalez, thank you for the love on the Venmo. Very nice. She's got the Dolphins sign on there. Appreciate it. Very, very nice, Janelle. Rod Romero, great win. Wouldn't be surprised to see these two teams meet again. And I would not be surprised that the end result is the Dolphins win again. They're the better team. I just need my coach here to do a better job of coaching. Peter German, Thank you for the love on Venmo. Happy with the W, and Tua kicked ass. McDaniel's still the no-run genius even after last season, and Fangio's defense was piss poor except for the final 3 plays. Yes, at least they did something at the end. Andy Zombek, thank you for the love on Venmo, my friend. Very nice of you up there in New York. I appreciate you. Anthony Lizzie, great win. I'm guessing the Chargers expected more balanced runs like the rest of us. McDaniel's playing chess. I still think you need to run to protect your quarterback a little bit more. He put too much pressure on Tua, bro. Adam Pinkser, oh, can we put this Herbert bullshit to rest? Tua was a war daddy today. I'm still having heart palpitations. He was so awesome. He was so awesome. Steve M says, all the talent this team has, and we barely beat the Chargers. Yeah, no, that's right, Steve. You can count on Hateful Steve to, chime in with something just completely off the cuff, right? It's just you can count on Hateful Steve, to do that. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. Let's go to Cash App now. Let's see what we got on Cash App. All right. Where are we at here? Where are we at? Rick D. Man, thank you. He says, for the defense was clutch when they needed him most, which, I have to say, at least they did something at the end. Ernest Uvarro, thank you. You're sending me a little Bitcoin on Cash App. That's my favorite kind of donation right there. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Caesar Zola, also on Cash App. We just got to score more points than them to win. Yeah, I know. That's true. That's it was Marino, bro. It was Marino all over again. Samuel Tuolemoto says, for Pitbull Tua bit maimed the Chargers defense. Yep, damn right. He kicked that Chargers ass today, my friend. I appreciate you again on Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. Carolina Acosta, thank you for a hell of a performance by Tua. Haters are silent. Hell yeah, Carolina. I am with you. And thank you for the love on Cash App. Rick D. Man again for Tua had some perfectly placed passes today. That's because Tua is one of the best pure passers. He is one of the 3 best pure passers in the NFL, period. Okay? Ray Martinez, thank you, sir, for the love on Cash App. For the Dolphins, go Tua, go defense. Thank you for stepping up in a big-time way. Thank you all out there. That's very clutch of you. Rick D. Man sent another one. We did it today, Big O. Amen to that, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cash App or Venmo. That is Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Appreciate all of you out there as always, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And sending me Bitcoin too. That is absolutely freaking awesome. All right, what's next here on the Super Chats? Marco Rocks. Thank you, Marco Rocks. I celebrated us drafting Marino in 83, was the biggest fan throughout his career. Now Tua raises the same emotions in me that we never had out of a game, was behind the center. What a great feeling, right? And you just feel with Tua that he's a money player, dude. He's a money. It's what I tried to explain to everybody. I know they call me crazy because I call him a left-handed Montana, and not because he's going to win 4 titles. God, I wish. But he's going to win a title for Miami. For sure, he'll win a title for Miami. He's that kind of player. He's just that kind of clutch dude. That's why I was laughing at Sean Merriman this past week, because he, listen, I know he played the game, and I respect all players. I know all of them will kick my ass in X's and O's, okay? By miles. They're going to be able to tell me designing plays, what was going on, what they think who could have been in charge, could have been responsible, whatever. They're going to decipher that way better than me. You know what they don't decipher better than me or better than you or better than anybody else, because they're the same shit, is who can play and who can't, and sometimes even understanding the game they watch. Because he came out with the same bullshit. Oh, Tua can't play. He admits that he can't play at Herbert's level, and no, moron. What he's trying to tell you that he's a different kind of player. He's a different kind of athlete. But Tua doesn't have to run like Herbert. and he doesn't have to throw through the stadium. Greasy didn't do that, and Breeze didn't do that, and Montana didn't do that. It's like, Sean Merriman, did you play the game, dude? Do you understand that quarterbacks come in all sizes, but it's about accuracy, ball placement, and anticipatory skills? Sure, you got to have enough of an arm. Did you watch him scrambling to the left and completing that pass to Berrios? It's enough of an arm, bro. Throwing that 40-yarder downfield, enough of an arm. But what really is money is when he scrambles and he drops it right in his basket. That's what matters. And then when he drops the touchdown for the game-winning touchdown, and he puts it right over the defender and right in Tyreek Hill's basket, that you cannot drop that. But we have too many people that worry about the guy that can run and the guy that can throw. What do you win? Show me, dude. What did you win? I saw you quack as a duck. And what have you won in the NFL? So when you start winning, then come to me. But there's no winning, bro. There's a lot of hype. There's a lot of physical beautifulness to him. I will not disagree 1 second with any of that. I know the talent that he is. So what? Talent don't mean shit to me, dude. Doesn't mean anything. You got to have just enough talent to play in the NFL. It's everything else that's here. It's everything else that's here in the wrist, not in the shoulder, bro. It ain't about throwing it 100 miles an hour. Lots of guys do that. Look at that. Even Alarmo is falling upside down, having to deal with this crap. All right, what's next? Jay Parrales, why wait to blitz until the end? Herbert's skittish under pressure. I don't get it either. Blitz him, hit him. Josh Boyer was better. That's all I got to say. With less talent. Josh Boyer was better with less talent. I better not be saying that all year. But in game one, Josh Boyer was way better with less talent. Not better, way better with less talent. That's embarrassing. Thank you, Mr. Parrales. Appreciate you. Mark Jean Baptiste. Austin Jackson and Kendall Lamb made Bosa and Mack look like crap. Bosa and Mack looked like crap. I like it. 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 Yeah, baby. Austin and Kendall make Bosa and Mack look like crap. Yeah, that's beautiful. Dustin, I've been telling the Tua haters they are all wrong since day one. When will they learn? Herbert couldn't carry to his jock. Tua put Herbert through a ringer today. He embarrassed his ass today. John Gieb, this is one of the times in my life I'll bask in saying, I told you so. Been preaching the Tua song for years now. Your Drew Brees, Steve Young comparisons don't look so crazy now, haters. He's a left-handed Montana. Mark my words. He's a money player, been a money player from the get-go. James Helm, thank you for the love in the super chat. Tua's fourth most yards, week one NFL history. Hope Waddle's okay. Yeah, let's hope so. Thank you, James. Appreciate you. The Truth is in the house. Thank you for the super chat. Big win tonight, Big O. Can we cut Sanders? Oh, man. I none of us can defend Jason Sanders. Bro, you get paid for this. It's not like the holder screwed it up. If there was something wrong with the snap or the hold, then we can get him off the hook. But we're not getting you off the hook, bro. And yeah, the Connor Williams and Jason Sanders thing is just something we're going to have to deal with this year. But this is the end of Connor Williams this year. It doesn't matter what he does from here on out. He will not return as the center of the Miami Dolphins. You need to go out and get another center. You need to go get a real center, not an experiment. You need to go get a real established center, and that's it. Steal them from somebody. Or maybe somebody's coming up to free agency next year on a shitty team or something. Let's hope. St. Eddie leaving SoFi Stadium right now. What a great atmosphere, Phinz up. Dude, I wish I was there with you guys. I wish Sean and I were there, do the post-game show. Then we could go to Randy's Donuts and just eat I might have that big ass glazed donut that they have. What's it called? The Texas donut or some shit. Karoon, thank you for the love in the super chat. Hill, next time, slap a guy for you so you don't. Exactly. Christian, thank you for the love in the super chat. Loving this W. The pick in the end zone was ugly, but overall, nice performance. Defense needs to tighten up, but let's go. That was just a forced play. That you're playing with fire the entire night. He threw into 2 and 3 guys covered. McDaniel was just, he threw too much, man. He threw too much. Again, he's lucky it was Tua. He's lucky it was Tua. He puts Herbert to do the same shit, and Herbert throws 3 interceptions and F's the entire game up. I'm telling you, most of these quarterbacks in the league would have folded El Tento right there. Derek Carr could not do what that guy did today. No doubt. No. Give Tua 200 yards. He'll throw for 800 yards. So you're passing and you know he's passing? No. I'm telling you, what he did today was irresponsible of everybody around him. He just is so good. Next up, Danny Zuniga. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your love on the super chat. True Fin Fan says, alarm didn't fail. He bowed to your comments. Alarm, I didn't fall. What? Alarm, I didn't fall. He bowed to your comments. What does that mean?
I think it was supposed to be Alarmo didn't fall. He bowed to your comments. He's talking about when Alarmo fell over.
Oh, yes.
He fell over. He was bowing.
Because he's missing the O. That's why. So I'm not thinking alarm. Oh, okay. I got you now. Got you, True Fin Fan. Thank you, bro. Gordon says, I'll give McDaniel and Tua credit for throwing it downfield at the end of the first half. Only 9 seconds, and they could have taken a knee. Instead, they get aggressive and get 3 points. Yeah. Well, and by the way, what a stupid play by that guy. God. But hey, we'll take the gift. That was beautiful. Thank you, Gordon. Appreciate you. I'll go back to the Cash App or Venmo in a minute. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. Alex, why is Sanders still on this team after last year? Well, he ended kind of strong, so I guess they wanted to give him another shot. I don't know. Fish, is this the fish? Like my fish from like the QAM days? Like the fish that lives up like in Palm Beach? I remember when I did, put it this is how much I remember you, Fish. At the World of Beers, I did an appearance. I was doing a show or appearance, and you went there, and one of the few times, is this that Fish? Because I love you, Fish. I miss you, brother. Justin Herbert would have won the game if he had tattoos. Tua just got, yeah, it's all about the sleeve. It's all about the sleeve. Yeah, baby. Next up. Boy, you guys are killing it with the Cash App.
We're caught up as of the last time I checked. Right now, we're there. I do have Tua's comments from the presser.
Okay, what do you got?
Well, I can play them. I put them in.
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
Went out there. They didn't let really anything hinder them from continuing to press forward, continuing to play the things that they play. And like I said, I'm just really proud. It's always tough to come into another stadium and come out with a win. And so that's a tough team, and we're very glad that we got to get the win.
So talk a little bit about the resilience of this football team. It was a slugfest, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You guys just kept answering the bell. Yeah, I think the motto that we took into this game was literally just focus on this play. Focus on your assignment, that whatever that assignment entails during that play. Don't worry about anything else. Like, don't worry if we're going to run the ball the next time, who you're going to have to block. Don't worry what route I'm going to tell you you're running next. Defensively, don't worry about if they're going to run the ball or if they're going to play action or if they're just going to pass. Like, don't worry about that. Whatever at that moment
to be present, whatever at that moment that play entails for you, just do that and worry about that because the game is hard enough. So.
Mike McDaniels and just his play calling and some of the opportunities that he gave you guys.
Yeah, he gave us a lot of opportunities to push the ball down the field. And then, we had some unfortunate things that happened to us as well. Like I said, I'm really proud of our guys up front. I'm really proud of our guys overall offensively. There's a lot of things that didn't go right, but no one blinked. Everyone came back into the huddle. Everyone was laser focused, and whatever we had called, those guys just went out there, they ran it, and I had to be a point guard for them.
Hey, Tua, real quick on the fourth down.
Steve, what's up?
What's going on?
How you doing, boss? Good.
On the fourth down conversion, which ended up leading to the touchdown score, what was the thought in going for it there? Was it because you're kind of no man's land, or Mike just being aggressive at that point?
Can you remind me which one?
I want to say it was like a 4th and 7. It was on the drive when you dropped it into Tyreek. 4th and 7 when you dropped it into Tyreek.
It was the last touchdown?
Not the final one in the third quarter. You guys went for it on 4th and 7.
Oh, yes. It was leading up to.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, for me, I got to see the sticks and got to know where our guys are. Jalen was first in my read, and Jalen sort of slipped. I believe it was a 3-man rush, so I was able to maneuver the pocket, step up, and as I was looking at Jalen, sort of brought all those guys with vision on Jalen outside in, and Tyreek was streaking down the sideline one-on-one, so just try to...
Oh, I don't hear you, I don't hear you.
I'm sorry. I lowered the mic. Let's take a break from Tua here. We'll get back to Tua. We'll get his comments. We'll get McDaniel's comments out to you. But let's do this instead. Let's get to Safid Deen. We've got David Furones waiting in the wings. He'll be in the batter's box. But let's go with our BaptistHealth.net/ortho Miami Dolphins postgame report.
Let's get the latest from the Aqua and Orange with our Baptist Health of South Florida Miami Dolphins report with USA Today insider Safid Deen. From orthopedics, sports medicine, cardiovascular, and even cancer. Get the world-class healthcare your family deserves at BaptistHealth.net. Here's Safid Deen.
All right, there he is, locked and loaded and ready to go. Okay, Safid, I would imagine any of the Tua doubters, are they still doubting? Because this was his signature performance as a player. I thought his head coach called an irresponsible game, not adding the running game and putting him at risk, constantly passing the hell out of the ball. Obviously, his center can't snap. His kicker can't add an extra point. His defense can't stop a nosebleed. Finally, they did something at the end. The money player, Sealer, comes through in a big-time way. No, but seriously, you look, the other guy had 234 yards rushing. I mean, if you give Tua 234 yards rushing, he might throw for 800 yards. This was a hell of a performance. He carried this freaking franchise. This was me watching Dan Marino in the 80s. This was the same shit. No running game, no defense, and just pass.
Big O, I can't tell if you're happy about the win or not.
I'm super happy about the win.
I can't tell if you're happy about the win or not, Big O.
I'm so happy about the win because this shows Tua's greatness.
Uh-huh.
That's the best part about this win. There was a bunch of shit to be afraid of and be nervous about because Fangio is not even better than Josh Boyer right now. That's bad right now, dude. That is bad right now. But Tua's performance was special today, dude. Special.
Yeah, look, Tua looked like a $50 million quarterback out there today. He played better. He was the best quarterback all weekend. You can say that without question. 466 yards, 3 touchdowns, a complete mastery of his offense. He was spectacular today. 10.4 yards per attempt. I mean, he was stretching the field. Tyreek Hill helps you do that. And they had a just amazing connection today. They saw J.C. Jackson was coming back from injury from last year, and it was his first game back, and they absolutely torched him. They put him on an island and absolutely went to town on him. Poor Jalen Waddle felt like he was doing cardio out there today, but it was like a perfect game plan for the Dolphins. Look, Tua played amazing. Probably best game of his career. I would say this one. I think the Ravens game probably was a little bit better just because it was a comeback. It was a little bit more thrilling, but this game, Big O, had a really different feel. It felt like even when the Dolphins were down, they were winning. I've never really experienced that, from watching the Dolphins the last 5-6 years or so, where, when they're down, you're always just like have this feeling in your gut, like, man, how are they going to mess up? How are they not going to come back? This game right here, they were down, and it was like, without a doubt, you knew they were going to win this game. And then when Jason Sanders missed the extra point, you're like, no, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. And then the defense came home finally with a drive of its own, right? Did your TV black out as well too? I think all of Miami, like the TV went with a blue screen.
Yeah, I got a blue screen for 1 second. I'm like, yo, bro,
what happened? And then we see Jalen Phillips on the ground on top of Justin Herbert. Look, this was a tremendous game by the offense. They knew they had to bail the defense out, and that's exactly what they did. Look, Vic Fangio's defense is going to take some time to mesh and gel together. First game out. Look at all the games the Dolphins have played with a new defense, going back to Brian Flores, to Josh Boyer, all of it. Every time a big player is missing or every time they start a new scheme, everybody has a feeling out period there. There were some times in the game I wish Wilkins was in a little bit more. I think Zeeler probably played a little bit too much. Not too much, but when they were really ran on, I think Zeeler was in the game and Wilkins wasn't. But at the end of the day, man,
that big ass run by them.
Yes, yeah.
That was on Wilkins, bro.
Okay,
They moved his ass completely out of the way, and that was his.
They moved everybody on that one play. Yeah, that was 55 yards, a big play. Look, the Dolphins got ran on today. They got ran on. And I hope all the guys on defense really, kind of realize it. Stopping the run is a state of mind. It's more than anything. But I want to say this more importantly. Not only did Tua ball the F out today, Justin Herbert choked really hard in that last sequence. He choked really bad. To throw the ball over there to the side with that intentional grounding play, I've never seen Justin Herbert fold as bad as he folded today here.
I've seen him fold many times. I pointed out many times that he folds. But here's the funny part that I love about this. If Justin Herbert is so great and so fantastic, why didn't they unleash the Kraken? Because they unleashed the little Kraken.
They unleashed the run game. They had to unleash on run game.
No, but they unleashed the Kraken on you. They unleashed two on your ass. So if you're such a special passer, then, because this is another example why Jonathan Taylor was not important. 234 yards, and you're home with a loss, buddy. Running game doesn't mean shit in this league, dude. It's used to complement. Don't have it carry you, because that's not enough. You're playing a 2-point offense in a 3-point game in basketball. That's basically what you're doing. You're shooting 2s and they're shooting 3s. You can't do that. The math doesn't work. And so you had the guy that was slinging it. And so I'm thinking, why don't they let him sling it like that? He's got all the receivers. Bro, he's got a giraffe playing wide receiver.
A couple of them over there.
Farham is literally a giraffe.
Yeah. Big O, this was Vic Fangio's first game as a defensive coordinator for the Dolphins. This was Kellen Moore's first game as offensive coordinator for the Chargers. All right. So the Chargers got a lot of work to do after this one. And you saw they had a lot of success running the ball, but in the second half, they kind of went away from the run a little bit, and Herbert had to throw a little bit more. So you can say a bunch of things there. You can say first-time play caller. You can say Herbert maybe was out of whack a little bit. He had that big third down conversion to Mike Williams. That was a big play in the game up to that point. But for them to stop them and just get a field goal to make it 34-30 was huge. Huge stop by the defense. And even at that, when you knew you stopped them, you knew Tua was going to come down and score. You just knew it. And even if the Dolphins were backed up and you're just like, all right, what's going to happen now? And Tua steps up into the pocket and throws it. He said pretty much, F it. Tyreek is down there, and threw it to Tyreek Hill and got that. No, not the 4th and 7 in the fourth quarter on the last drive.
That was a second down that got downfield. Yeah, that was a beautiful throw.
Yes, that was Tua's best throw.
scrambles to the right and he drops it right over the defender. That's what you're talking about, right?
Tua has some amazing throws in this game. The one at Barrios on the sideline rolling out probably was one of his best throws. The touchdown to Tyreek right over J.C. Jackson, where they just went the go route, was a big time throw. And the big third down play, I think it was, where it was to Tyreek on the right side before they scored the final touchdown, was huge. Tua played amazing today. Command of the offense, command of everything going on. Man,
the Barrios is automatic.
Barrios is great,
right? The Barrios is good. He's exactly what they needed to complement the two.
The one thing I want to see, man, like Durham Smythe was getting like Travis Kelce targets out there, man. Like he kept throwing the ball to the tight end. The Dolphins need to get they need to improve in tight end. They need a guy that can go up and get a ball up high to go up top. Those are the only two things missing for me on defense. What was that?
They're not trusting Julian Hill yet. I think that might be the guy.
Yeah, I think he was coming in hurt too, but man, listen, the Dolphins made a statement to the entire NFL with this game in Los Angeles, and they did it without Teron Armstead. They did it without their most important player, right? Maybe Tyreek's a little bit more important. You showed them today, but Teron Armstead, they didn't play with him. And if I'm the Dolphins, I'm sending Teron a couple more weeks, man. Teron, come back 120%, dude. We don't need you at 60, 70, 80, 90. There was a couple times in the game where you didn't even notice the lineman at all. Austin Jackson held his own with Joey Bosa. He was getting pushed back, but he was holding his own with Joey Bosa. Didn't let go. Kenan Lamb did really well too.
They did. The whole line. The line did a really good job. I wish they would have tested him a little bit more with the running game to at least complement the passing game a little bit more.
Why do that, Big O? You got the left arm of God back there, man. Did you see how Tua played today? Tua balled absolutely out today.
It was glorious for me, bro. It was awesome. I've been the guy that I'm standing there trying to tell everybody that this guy's the shit, and I get a lot of heat for it. I get his whole physical stuff. I can't ever argue the injury stuff, but I'm going to argue till death on the ability to throw the football. He is a passer, a pure passer, bro. You can win with these guys. You can win big with these kind of guys, man. And here's the other thing. Okay. Mike McDaniel was stubborn as hell today. He heard that Brandon Staley smoked his ass all last year. He kept hearing that they flooded the middle of the field and that Tua couldn't pass and they couldn't figure out and they didn't counter. And, bro, instead of countering, that mother effer said, oh, really? Well, I'm going to show you that I'm going to go to the middle of the field and I'm going to open it up and you're going to see that I can pass in the middle of the field over and over. And it was almost like it's like bam, 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 bam. It's that scene where Jason Statham has got that guy and he's just like knocking the crap out of the guy. You know what I mean? Liam Neeson, he's got a couple of skills and he's just knocking the guy completely out. He wanted to send a thorough message that nobody outcoaches me, because he easily could have countered with outside stuff, run game, this, that, loosen it up, and then no, bro. He made his whole game plan about the middle of the field. That was a message sent, bro. That was a message sent.
Yeah, he made it about the middle of the field, and then they went outside to Tyreek in that second half. They completely switched. Even Tyreek mentioned it, that he was going inside, the whole game, and then for that go route, he went outside. And a couple other plays too, especially the last play that got him on the other side of the field. Look, Mike McDaniel, cojones on this guy, Big O.
I know.
4th and 7, and you're trailing, you're down, right? 4th and 7, and you go throw it. Tua throws it to Durham Smythe right on the left, to the left side. And I'm like, what the hell are the Dolphins doing right now? If they don't get that play, we're all crushing Mike, and this game is a completely different game, right?
Yeah.
The cojones on this guy to go 4th and 7, and then they finish that drive with a touchdown. That was 14-14, and even at that point, you're just like, ain't nobody messing with them today. At the end of the first half, they could have ran the ball, ran the clock down. Any other coach in the NFL would do that. What did they do? What did Mike McDaniel do? throw a deep one to Waddle, and he runs right out of bounds. You got 2 seconds on the clock. They take a deep route, and J.C. Jackson pushes Azukama like I don't know what he was thinking. But you got the pass interference call to set up a field goal, and Jason Sanders nailed that one. Jason Sanders, although he did miss the extra point in the end, had two really big field goals in this game. But Mike McDaniel's coaching at the end of that first half was spectacular. You did not go into you didn't go into halftime tied at 17. You went up 20 to 17, and now you win by 2 points, and that could have been the difference in the game. You know, a huge statement game by Mike McDaniel here. This guy can coach. This guy's for real. This guy has all the Dolphins players believing in him, and they're following his lead. And you could say the same thing about Tua now. Tua, when Tua's putting up 466, what do you think the guys on the defense are doing? They're like, yo, we better get our things together because we're going to lose this game. You know what I'm saying? So this was a great performance by the Dolphins. Great by the offense. Defense left a lot to be desired, yes. But when they needed to come home, they came home. And Justin Herbert, I'll say it again, Justin Herbert choked in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, no, I mean, shit, bro, 228. Think about this. I mentioned this now. He completed 23 passes for 228. Tua completed 28 passes, only 5 more for 466. 5 more passes, 240 difference in yards, bro. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Yeah, look, Tyreek had a couple thoughts about Tyreek. A monster day by him. Obviously, one of the best players in the NFL. Had one bad drop, yes. But he put his stamp out there that he's still the best receiver in the league. And maybe you still take Justin Jefferson over him, sure. But look, the Dolphins, their money is being well spent in that investment in Tyreek Hill. He's so dynamic. He changes everything for the offense, right? And this was a game where just Jalen Waddle was like just off to the side a little bit, but Waddle could do the same exact thing to J.C. Jackson if that was the matchup for them too. The Dolphins went into this game. They exploited J.C. Jackson. They knew they wanted to do it, and they got after it. And this was a great win. And the Chiefs lost on Thursday too. The Chiefs lost. Dolphins are 1-0 in the AFC. The Bengals lost. The Bengals lost. The Chargers lost. The Chiefs lost. And the Dolphins are 1-0 in the AFC right now. We still got the Bills to play. Bills and Jets are going to play real soon, tomorrow, But that's big for the standings, man. I mean, I know it's a long season, 17 games, yes, but you take every inch when you can take them. And to be one up on all those other teams is a really good spot for Miami right now.
One hell of a performance by the team today. All right, what do you got going on so folks can check you out, my friend?
Yeah, just still writing it off for USA Today. We had a big live blog with all the games from today. I'll be definitely checking in with Mike McDaniel tomorrow on Monday. It's a football podcast. Me and Tyler Dragon. Tyler's not a Tua fan, and I'm gonna lay it into him this week, guys. So please tune in. We'd love to have you guys listen with us as well. Appreciate it.
You got it. There you go. Follow him and follow him on Twitter so you can get the link also there. Safid_Deen. Safid, enjoy your evening, my friend. Hell of a weekend with Inter winning without Messi. Marlins take 2 of 3. Canes come up with a huge win against Texas A&M. One hell of a weekend here in South Florida.
Hey, by the way, Miami runs LA.
Yes. yes.
Have a good one, Big O.
Got it, buddy. You be good. There you go. Safid Deen, baby. And we thank the great people at Baptist Health, folks. The staff at Baptist Health, man, they are the official sports medicine provider for the Miami Heat, the Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, Florida International University, FAU, Orange Bowl, Miami-Dade County Public Schools, Miami Open Tennis, and Miami Marathon and Half Marathon. And, of course, when it comes to Baptist Health, folks, they are absolutely awesome. So if you have an injury right now that is keeping you from doing what you love, take charge of your health and get back into the game with the help of the all-pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care.
The Baptist Health of South Florida Miami Dolphins Report with insider Safid Deen is brought to you by Baptist Health of South Florida. From orthopedics, sports medicine, cardiovascular, and even cancer. Get the world-class healthcare your family deserves at BaptistHealth.net.
Hey, yo.
Hey, Sean.
Our boy Noah, 8 minutes into his Dallas Cowboys debut, picks up a blocked field goal, takes it to the house. Touchdown, wow.
Noah Igbenogany scores a touchdown for the Dallas Cowboys. That is awesome. So that's the 6 points that are on the board. What, they missed the extra point or something? I see 6-0. Wow.
That 58-yard fumble return or block kick return, and then I guess they missed the extra point.
Yeah. Wow. How about that? Good for Noah, bro. Good for him, man. You want Noah to succeed, you know? You root for a kid like Noah. All right, David Furones from the South Florida Sun Center will be joining us any second now. Let me get to any super chats come in since we were on. Fish, he says, new Fish, I guess. Last name Fisher. Okay, I listen to you every day. My father and I are big fans. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Fish. I appreciate that, man, immensely. I know Sean, myself, really appreciate the amazing support that you guys give us every single day. Remember, watch hours, very big. So watch as much as you can on this platform. Sometimes let it play. Even if you got to walk away, watch hours, please. We need it big time. But thank you very much. Appreciate it. Pat in Asheville. The Dolphins should troll the Chargers with an elevator picture of McDaniel vaping. You know, the funny part about all of that is nobody has an exhale, which shows you he wasn't really vaping. But, you know, it's great to play the game. All right, what's next? Phil Montgomery. It was amazing to see the team rise up and put an exclamation point on this game. The offense is second to none, and the defense is going to get better. It's got to get better. Phil, I got to believe the same thing, that the offense has got – it can't be this bad. You got to improve. Vinny Lenya, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Next up, it is Jay Carantes. Why did Fangio wait so long to blitz? I don't know, but at least it worked. So, you know, maybe he saved it for the end and kept him off balance. And, you know, it was like, you know, switch to southpaw. No, Mick, not yet. I'm not ready to do it. And so I guess you weren't ready to switch southpaw. And then, you know, it was the 15th round. Oh, I'm switching southpaw. And so they switched southpaw and they got it. That's the only analogy I have for you. All right, next up. That's it. We caught up. All right, we are caught up. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Peter German, thank you, sir. Says, forgot to send a shout out to the O-line on Venmo. Cash App or Venmo. That is Cash Big O Show. And remember, you can make a Bitcoin donation. It's always sweet to make a Bitcoin donation. Sports Media says, Big O Paul Pierce says, we're not making the playoffs. He says we're going to finish behind the Patriots. Now I know for a fact we're going to compete in the postseason. Yes, they will. But remember, it's Paul Pierce. You know, that's like listening to Screamin' A talk about football. Like, you know, Screamin' A Smith doesn't know shit about football, dude. Paul Pierce is another freaking clown that doesn't know shit about football. That's the problem, but they have a name, and then we give them a platform, and we actually give them some cred when they don't deserve it and haven't earned it. In fact, all they've done is embarrass themselves, and I'm including Stephen A. in that many times over. God bless him, bro. He's making a ton of money. He's got a shtick over there at ESPN, and it works. But he's a basketball guy, and that's it. I never want to hear him talk about football. The second I hear him talk about football, I turn it off. I have nothing to do. And with Paul Pierce, the same shit. I don't want to hear that guy talk football. I don't even want to hear him talk basketball, dude. Put it that way. That's how, at least with Screaming A, he can talk basketball. I got no problem with Screaming. I can't even listen to Paul Pierce talk basketball. I think he's a dumbass when it comes to basketball. And he played that game. Hey, what a win. I think the defense will be better. So let's get out of hand and say the defense sucks. But they came up big when it mattered. It did. They did. They do suck, and they did come up with the key play. Leon Fresco, thank you for the love on the super chat. Says, not worried about the Bolts. Will be a top 5 offense. JIC, thank you for the love on the super chat. Says Tyreek Hill postgame said Dan Marino advised him and Tua should watch film together, and it worked. Okay. That's a good one. Dan Marino's always good. Block kick recovered by Noah Igbenogany, returned 58 yards for a touchdown. That is so good. That is so good to see on the score. Good for him, dude. Good for him. You know? Let me see. What else? Okay, David Ferrona should be joining us any minute now, by the way. Woke up at 5 a.m. to watch the game here in Tokyo. Incredible game. Well, Young Tae Kim, welcome aboard to the platform, my friend. I am glad that it was worth waking up at 5. I don't wake up at 5 a.m. for a lot of things. For Dolphin football, I would wake up for. There's no doubt. But I'm glad that, waking up at 5, you earned it, bro. You know what you got to do? You got to get yourself a big, fat-ass breakfast now. That's what I would treat myself to, like some extra pancakes and I don't know what's your thing. Maybe French toast is probably what I would get. A little extra. I love me some French toast. So 5 a.m. in Tokyo, and you get up to watch this. That's strong. You get a Dolphin win. Good for you, dude. CG, whatever, West Coast. Nice weekend, Big O. Canes, Dolphins put on a show, and Inter Miami, my brother. And Marlins took 2 of 3 from Philadelphia after taking 2 of 3 from the Dodgers. Those kids won't die. They're alive, dude. It's freaking amazing. All right, David Feronis. Yeah, victory cigar. That's right. Give him that victory cigar. Everybody. Inter Miami, give him a victory cigar. Miami Marlins, give him a victory cigar. Mario Cristobal with that ass kicking of Texas A&M, give him a cigar. And give a cigar to the best quarterback in the NFL after week 1, Tua Tagovailoa. Now we go to David Feronis, baby, with our EJDconstruction.com, a Miami Dolphins postgame report.
No platform is more dedicated to the Miami Dolphins than this one. Let's get the latest for the Miami Dolphins nation with our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report with David Feronis.
Yeah, baby, there he is. Fresh from a happy locker room. I would imagine that was a happy locker room, right? The defense
or podium.
Kind of happy, but
right. Or a podium for me. I was at the podium, which was also very happy on all accounts. Everyone who was up there. My colleague Chris Perkins was in the locker room, and he has our coverage from what was said in there. But all around, I mean, very impressive just to see all of it. I'm sure we're going to talk about it, but that Mike McDaniel bounced back from that coaching matchup last year. Tua Tagovailoa got it going against the same Chargers defense that Brandon Staley schemed up so effectively against them. And then the defense, a lot of it was ugly. The run game, they were pounded in that area, but they got the stop in the end. So, hey, 1-0.
Yeah, and by the way, it proves again that running game is not important. It's a complimentary thing, but it ain't going to carry you because you rush for 234 yards and you got yourself a loss. You win passing in this league. That's how you win. Did you get a sense, and I tweeted this out, that Mike McDaniel was dead set on proving to people that you can't take out the middle of the field? I mean, bro, you could not have made a bigger statement. He must have heard all that noise in the offseason. He was like, no, I'm going to show you. You're not taking the middle of the field away from me. If I want it, I'm going to take it. And, brother, he found ways and freed everything up. And obviously Tua played better because it was schemed better.
You know, I actually asked him post-game if he took any aspect of this coaching matchup personally after the way last year went. And, of course, he took the humble route. He said it's never about him. It's always about the players, and that he always feels insulted to make anything about him. That's what he says in front of the cameras, right? And then minutes later, I'm with Chris Perkins doing a video on the field, and he's like, I think he had to have taken it personally. But, yeah, I mean, great game plan. Yeah, a statement game plan for sure to prove, hey, you can do it once, but we're going to figure you out after you thought you had us figured out. And then, he really schemed it up to open up a lot for Tua, Tyreek, and that offense was charting.
You could mention the Baltimore Ravens comeback last year like Safid did. I think this might have been Tua's greatest performance as a Miami Dolphin, and let me tell you why. One, I think the coach was a little loose with his play calling. I don't think he was responsible enough by mixing in the run and help out his offense a little bit more. And once you go pass happy, you can in the middle of the game say, okay, now let's get back to being so run oriented a little bit more. It just doesn't happen that way. You had Connor Williams with bad snaps. You had the kicker not getting an extra point. Tyreek Hill with a big drop. A defense that was just absolutely Swiss cheese the entire night. And yet this was Marino. When I was growing up watching Marino, this was Marino every single week, bro. No running game, no defense, and he had to carry the entire team. Today, Tua Tagovailoa came up with, I think, his best performance ever so far.
Yeah, you could bring up the Baltimore game. That one, although, of course, there were some busted coverages from the Ravens, so that certainly made things a lot easier. Chargers, yeah, maybe some of them, they didn't defend it the way they wanted to, but, I mean, a lot of these were just money decisions, money throws. He bought himself time, created that 35-yard touchdown where Tyreek Hill, he was talking post-game that he had set up J.C. Jackson all game, inside release, and then all of a sudden he's going down the sideline, and Tua hits him perfectly. There were just so many examples of throws like that. 466 yards where, yeah, maybe he was 3 off of that Baltimore mark, which was his career high. But, I mean, this was just more impressive. And there wasn't the comeback aspect of that Baltimore game, which makes it historic and all, and the 6 touchdowns and whatnot. But this one was just every possession was important, and it was a duel and he answered every time. The Chargers had an answer, and that run game was pounding the Dolphins defense. He came right back, and he had an answer for them as well. And then right down to the end, that final touchdown to Tyreek Hill, and then the defense gets a stop, which I was not expecting going into that drive. I thought, okay, here we go. Now Herbert's going to get his shot, but Herbert really didn't do all that much because it was all very run game dependent.
He was very Herbert. He's very Herbert, by the way. Very Herbert.
I hear you.
I'm just saying. I mean, brother, like I've been saying, this has been my theme in this whole show. McDaniel unleashed the Kraken on them. Well, if your guy's so special, why don't you just put the ball in his hands, dude? Why do you have to run the ball so much? Maybe you might want to make a couple scores a little easier. I mean, let's have a draft middle of the field and far out. 2 other giant receivers, and you're playing against a quarterback with short receivers, and they're unleashing the short quarterback on your ass, and he's throwing the ball all over the place. And yet I thought it was the other guy that was God's gift to quarterbacking. So, but the one thing nobody can say, Tua thoroughly outplayed Justin Herbert today. Like, thoroughly. Like, it is not even close.
Yeah, and then now 2-1 in his career against them. So got this one. Obviously, last year's was really an embarrassment to not get that one. But, I mean, this one, Herbert, sure, maybe he didn't lose the game for them the way maybe 10 of 28 last year. Oh, but that was rough on Tua and the Dolphins. But boy, it was also always unfair to compare those first 2 years between these guys, because Herbert went into the perfect offensive system and with the weapons around him, and Tua did not have that with those two Brian Flores years and that offense with first Chan Gailey, and then you have the George Godsey and the 3 different play callers at some point in that 2021 season. My first year on the beat, which was they had to streamline the play calling, and a young quarterback cannot succeed in that type of setting. So now finally he's got the support of a head coach. He's got an elite wide receiver tandem. Yeah, maybe the best, but Herbert has always had that. Joe Burrow has had that in Cincinnati. So yeah, when you talk about this 2020 class, then now Tua sort of has the parts around him that are close or equal, and then now he's showing that he belongs at least close to, if not in that same category or right above. In regards to Justin Herbert, hey, he just got this rubber match against him.
Yeah, I mean, hey, dude, you got outplayed. That's all I know. You got outplayed, and you didn't go out there and became the difference in the game. Kendall Lamb and Austin Jackson. I mean, I got to go back and watch it because I can't say I was watching every one, but I didn't see any sacks there, David.
Yes. I was actually about to come up to the box score, make sure I didn't miss one. Yeah, no, I still see a 0 on the sack total for the LA Chargers. So a lot was made about, and I even said it with you. I was on the show with you on Thursday, and I said, well, what's my biggest concern is these 2 tackles, Austin Jackson on the right side, Kendall Lamb replacing Teron Armstead on the left side, having to go against Bosa and Khalil Mack. And that really did not develop the way the Chargers would have wanted. So they held their own on the edges, and and of course offensive line play. I have to watch more. I was busy just covering the game and getting the feel for it, but to analyze how they did. But it had to have been good if Tua was not pressured all that much. It was not sacked. Was not taken down.
I was really impressed overall with the line, man. They did and there were moments where Tua dropped back, and it wasn't like he just got rid of it in a second and a half. No, he held it a couple times where it got to that 3-second mark, and there were a couple times he was flushed out and all that kind of. But that's going to happen, dude. It's a regular football game. Plus, you're playing against 2 great pass rushers, so they're going to flush you out a couple. Hell, there was one where they just let Bosa just come in untouched, and he had to get rid of it quickly because that was like the play. That was the way it was designed, which. A little scary, but by the way, let's see the bad snaps, the people falling all over Tua, and it happened in the preseason with a bad snap with Connor. Apparently, the beefing up of Tua's body really came into effect already in this game, dude. Because even the one where he fumbled, where it's a bad snap and he's down in the ground and he has to hold on to it. Yeah, bro, people are landing all over you there and all that. Maybe all that stuff he did in the offseason already paid off for itself in the first game.
Against some of the biggest, strongest professional athletes in professional sports, the big linemen up front. So, I didn't even think about it in that regard. I was more so looking for that first time he scrambled and he did slide when he had that instance. Getting the ball out when a hit is coming, which by the way he didn't face that much pressure as we just mentioned. But yeah, some of those things too. That is something that is a benefit of this stronger Tua that we're seeing.
Yeah, and by the way, the one he ran to the left that had pressure, he threw it right to the ground.
Yeah, there was that one in front of Ingold.
Yeah, I was proud of him that he threw that one to the ground in the slide. I was like, that's how you live for the next play, kid.
Yeah, the decision making. And like you said earlier, going through his progression, there was a couple of times where it was just read, and then that third option, or that wasn't there, and then you have to extend the play outside, going left. He had one, and then the third down that he went to Smythe, was it the 4th down, 4th and 7? Now I'm confusing a lot of plays, but so much happened in that game. But there were several instances where you just saw the decision making and also anticipation. That there was one to Tyreek where there was an over-the-top safety and then 2 defenders in the zone, and he just anticipated the cut that he was going to be at the spot, and he threw it into that perfect had perfect ball placement on it before Tyreek was even there into an empty open spot. So just very impressive performance from Tua.
Injury-wise, everything was Waddle all right? Everything cool? Everything cool?
Yeah, I actually asked Mike McDaniel about Waddle. I made sure to get that question in before we wrapped up, and he said he's fine, nothing to be too concerned about, but he was just dealing with some pain. He didn't get specific, but that they were getting him in and out toward the end of the game, like a certain play, all right, give us this one, we'll get you back out, get you a breather. I remember spotting him on that final drive, pacing the sideline without his helmet. So at that point, I was concerned when I spotted that. And actually, shout out to a friend of mine who was watching the game, because I'm so caught up in the storylines and what I'm going to write. And I'm like, I didn't even realize Waddle wasn't out there for a little bit toward the end. I got a text from a friend, how come Waddle's not getting involved? And I said, oh, shit, where is he? Oh, I can say that here. and then I looked toward the sideline. There he was without his helmet. So, but seems like he'll be fine, and then something to monitor. I'm sure we'll find out on the Wednesday injury report more specifics.
Dude, the Braxton Berrios thing is already paying off. The connection is there. There is chemistry. And the one play that they made when he was rolling out and got him right before the sideline, that was a magical throw by Tua. By the way, that takes arm strength to make that throw. That's not an easy throw also. He had to put a little mustard on it because he's got a DB right behind. That's not an easy throw he made. But overall, the 3 for 42, you could see that Braxton Berrios is going to be priceless to this offense.
Yeah, 3 for 42, all of them impactful and big. And I mean, and tough catches too, going to the ground, making sure he gets those arms underneath it. I tweeted, keep thinking Braxton ain't coming up with these balls. Brandon Staley tried to challenge one of them, and it came up, but Braxton had the perfect dive and arms under the ball to make sure if that did happen, it was deflecting off his forearms and into his body for the catch. So big third downs that he was picking up there, especially that one on the sideline that you mentioned.
David Furones from the South Florida Sun Sentinel. I cannot be saying this anymore. Not this part. I cannot be saying this anymore for the rest of the season, my brother. Josh Boyer is better than Vic Fangio.
Ooh, I wouldn't go that far. Oh, come on. Off one game.
Josh Boyer allowed 2 touchdowns to this same team.
Oh, completely different.
Hey, Josh Boyer had no secondary, an injured X, no Agba, an unhealthy Chubb, no David Long, okay? So if we start looking at it, he had a lot less out there on the field compared to what Vic Fangio has. I'm not saying that Josh Boyer is better than Vic Fangio.
Okay.
I can never say that. I can never say that. But this week, right now, the one example that I have, Josh Boyer did better with less against the Chargers than Vic Fangio did in this game. Those are the facts.
Oh, I was about to fake some connection issues here and log off right then when I was hearing some of where you were going. Sample size. It's one game. Let's give this defense some time, and let's especially judge this defense late in the season when it has Jalen Ramsey back with it as well, which I know Josh Boyer never had him, so we're not going to compare that.
He didn't even have X healthy, bro.
Yeah, well, that's true. But Josh Boyer, all his great defensive performances were when he also had the backing of Brian Flores with him. So when he ran it by himself, then he didn't have the Dolphins defense going.
But in that game, he limited Herbert.
Yeah, just last year. Okay, but these are different games.
Herbert had 1 touchdown in that game.
Yeah, but how many things did the Chargers screw up in that game? The fourth down, 4th and 2 on the opening drive when they went down the field. They dominated time of possession on the Dolphins, so they kind of just played some keep away. It was just get it done type of grinded out game. But
they only won by 6. The offense lost that game last year. The defense.
Yeah, it was a 6-point game, but it also took that Tyreek Hill offensive fumble recovery and score, these wacky instances.
That goes to the offense being just a joke the entire game. The offense was the problem in that game. Not the defense had no help from the offense in that game. They did as much as they could with what they had to limit that offense. Dude, I couldn't ask for more from them. What Fangio has, he has way more. All I'm saying is, brother, he failed miserably today. Today, he did not do his job. He did not earn his money. I get it. They made a couple of plays right at the end finally. But, man, dude, they got dominated thoroughly today, man. It's ugly. You can't do that anymore.
And the run defense was something that this defense already had, whether they needed to correct the lack of turnovers that they didn't force last year, the third downs, the pass defense last year, all those things they needed to correct. But the run defense was something that they already had. It was number 4 last year, and then it did not show up in this game. So, yeah, is it a concern? I don't know.
Not right now.
Yes.
Not right now. This was a shitty performance. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned yet because it's one game, but it's an unacceptable performance.
And Fangio's got the resume, so I'm not too worried.
Yeah, that's my problem with it. With your resume, Vic Fangio, this was unacceptable. You got to do better than that. That's my point. Jason Sanders, dude, you hit some field goals in this game, and then you put the entire game at risk.
Yes.
At the end, dude. Come on, bro.
Yeah. Boy, I saw that. I thought that was what was going to lose them the game. I was more prepared for my if they lose version of what I was writing than if they win. At that point, I said, boy, all they need is a field goal. And with the way this defense has gone this game, but you got the intentional grounding and then the big sack to seal it. So, hey, the defense did finish it off.
Yeah, I got it done. All right, what do you got working in the South Florida Sun Sentinel so folks can check you out, my friends?
Yeah, man, all the game coverage, the news, and which I'm going to keep writing. I got a bunch to write off this game. So everything that we saw here from McDaniel, statement he made with the way he schemed up this victory, Tua, the performance he had, and Tua and Tyreek together. So all of that good stuff. And then it continues on to New England, Sunday Night Football next week.
Tua, best quarterback in the NFL after week 1, correct?
Oh, I haven't even looked around the league that much because I'm so focused in on this game. But I got to imagine it was hard to beat this performance. Who else had a great game today? I haven't looked around.
I'm bullshitting you, bro. I have
okay.
No idea. I don't know either. I've been focused on this. I kind of half-assed know what's going around the league. So maybe somebody had a better performance. I'm just having some fun. I got to have some fun with it.
Boy, I know Joe Burrow didn't based on that.
No. Yeah,
Browns Bengals score.
And I also know that Justin Herbert didn't.
Yeah. I watched him closely today too.
Follow him on Twitter at @DavidFaronis_. David, safe travels, my friend. Enjoy your travels and enjoy covering the football team. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You got it. There you go. EJD Construction. Make sure you call my guy, Eric, 305-433-4843.
You've been listening to the EJDConstruction.com Miami Dolphins Report with David Faronis from the Sun Sentinel. For additions, home remodeling, and custom work, call Eric at 305-433-4843. EJDConstruction.com is the custom home builder and general contractor you can trust. 305-433-4843.
All right. Let's see what you got here, what we got going on. I am not blaming Fangio for us getting bullied against the run. We got to be more physical. It wasn't Fangio. It wasn't a Fangio scheme issue. I'm blaming Fangio, bro. They were one of the better teams against the run last year. Why couldn't you maintain that? That was one thing that you could do last year. And then you were much healthier in the secondary than you were last year. Dude, I'm not giving Fangio any breaks whatsoever. I know he'll get better. He's one of the best coordinators, but he did a shit job today. Okay? A shit job. Let's get that shit straight, dude. Fangio sucked today. He was an embarrassment. You don't pay a guy head coach money, $4.5 million to coach like that. You never got a hold of stopping that running game. And by some miracles, you finally made a play at the end of the game. Fangio gets no breaks. If you guys want to trash Josh Boyer, if you got the balls to trash Josh Boyer when he had no talent, very little experience as a defensive coordinator, and he did a way better job than Vic Fangio, then I'm slamming the shit out of Vic Fangio. Okay? Bullshit. You don't get any breaks here, Vic Fangio. You did crap today. You were a problem today. You weren't the solution. You're lucky that you were playing with a badass quarterback. That's what you're lucky, that the quarterback saved your asses and carried your sorry defense that couldn't stop a nosebleed. So Vic Fangio gets no breaks. Get your shit together. Okay? I'm a huge Mario Cristobal guy. I am stuck by Mario Cristobal, and I told you that he's going to turn this shit around. But I also told you Mario Cristobal owns it, baby. He owns the worst year of Canes football I have ever seen in my freaking life. He owns that shit. Mario Cristobal owns the worst freaking year of football in Canes history. He owns that shit. You want to go play pom-poms? You go watch a show that's tied to the team or some shit like that. You're not getting that here. You're not getting that here. I give credit when you deserve it, and when you don't deserve it, and Vic Fangio doesn't deserve jack shit. He stole money today. Okay? He's a freaking thief. He looked like Tom Olivadotti today and Dan Marino bailing his ass out. That's what I saw today. Tom Olivadotti. And somebody on the defense made a play finally. You watch how McDaniel looked like a fool last year against the Chargers, and he made sure that he made them look like fools today. And he did, because he schemed that shit up. Vic Fangio had a much healthier team, and he had a really good run defense. Well, what happened to that? You get no breaks here, dude. None. You wanted $4.5 million? Then you want the pressure, right? You want the expectations that come with it. Well, I don't want to see that anymore. What I saw today from Vic Fangio, I don't want to see that anymore. I don't want to see that for the rest of the season. I don't want to see a performance like that. That ain't going to help. That's not going to get you to the playoffs. You can't play with. I saw Marino play with that every week. You can't play with that, dude. That's how Marino ended up winning games. He had to outscore all the time, and that hope by some freaking miracle, some clown on the defense would make a play every once in a blue moon. I watch that all the time. And again, I'm not saying that this is what's going to be all the time for Fangio. All I'm saying is what happened today is unacceptable in every way, shape, and form by Vic Fangio. When it happens to Josh Boyer, brother, I get it. Half your defense is injured. You're an inexperienced guy. You're a young guy. You're not a seasoned veteran. You don't get those breaks, Vic Fangio. You had people fighting for you. You're one of the best defensive coordinators in the business. Get it done, bro. Get it done. No excuses. I don't give Mario Cristobal any breaks for last season. None. And I'm a Mario Cristobal guy. I'll tell you, I love Jorge Mas. I ain't giving him a break for how they ran the team the first couple of years. It was a joke. You screwed up all over the place. But again, you're new to it. You're supposed to, kind of like Josh Boyer. You're new to this. You're supposed to screw up. Vic Fangio. No, dude. You get no breaks. None. go watch a show with pom-poms. I root for the team, love the team, all that, but I'm going to call it like I see it. Okay? Fangio, unacceptable today. What's it called? The defensive tackle bailed your sorry ass out today because you did not prepare your team. What do we got here on Super Chats? Because we've had a couple come in here, Sean. Gordon again. Going into the draft, Omar said he wanted Tua over Herbert because Herbert's demeanor reminded him of Tannehill. That last Chargers drive, Herbert acted just like Tannehill, grounding and 2 sacks. Well, I mean, I can't blame him necessarily for those sacks. He was kind of like, like he didn't have a shot at that last one, bro. That was a jailbreak. Next one. What do we got? Derek Lordius. Thank you, sir, for the love in the super chat. I disagree with you, Big O. McDaniels was there to win. He was on attack mode. Okay. All right. So you think he did right by not running at all? Okay. All right. Next up. Any other ones? That's it. Steve M is in. I think the defense will get better. Keep in mind the starters didn't play much in the preseason. Hey man, I don't want any more excuses. You can't be run all over the way they were today. I'm sorry. I can't allow that. Austin Eckler's a nice running back, but that's not, come on, man. It's not Derrick Henry. Anything else? That's it? Okay. Facts. Fangio knows what he can do, but he's got to earn it. Players got to perform, whether it's guys up front getting pressure, linebackers making sure they tackle successfully. Everything's got to click at once. That's it. You just got to play better than what you played today, bro. You got an offense, but you can't make them score, what is it, 36 points today? You're going to make them have to score 40 points every game because your defense is going to give up 34 in every game? You're going to get 200 yards and rushing? No, dude, no. Big O, Eckler is one of the best backs. He's a nice back, bro. I'm just, come on, man. You got to do better, bro. You got to do better. I'm not happy with that. I'm sorry. George says, Big O was saying exactly that all day. The game reminded me of the mid to late 80s Dolphins games. We will get better, though, because unlike those teams, we have the talent. That's right. And that's the frustrating part. There is talent on that defense. But you cannot play like that. 16 for 117 yards for Austin Eckler. Joshua Kelly. Okay, you can tell me what you want about Austin Eckler. Okay, I get it, bro. He's a good back. Still, he's not like special, it's not like a stud back or something. But then Joshua Kelly gets 16 for 91. So Joshua Kelly's special too? No. I'm sorry. No. I'm not allowing you to tell me that Joshua Kelly's allowed to run all over you also. No, dude. It just doesn't happen that way. I'm not giving him any breaks whatsoever. No freaking way. Brett Campbell says, how about the coaching? McDaniel clutch at the end of the half and Fangio with the strategic blitz. What a game, Big O. Cigar for Tua and a turd for Herbert. Exactly, Brett. Thank you as always, Brett. It was a beautiful game. Beautiful game by Tua. Tua proved his greatness, which was just so awesome. And it's just one of those to like stick it to all the Tua haters out there. That was the best part about this performance. That was the good thing. While it's frustrating to watch Fangio's defense be as bad as it was, and Connor Williams and Sanders and all that, but to watch Tua rise from the ashes and carry this team, to me, ladies and gentlemen, that was just magical. It was magical tonight to watch Tua do his thing. I think it was beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful, I got to say. All right, we are out of here. We thank Sean Stanley, the man that masters this entire platform every single day. We thank Safid Deen. We thank David Furones. We thank all of you. Remember, please hit the hell out of that like button. Get us over 1,000, man. Please. Got 1,200. We got 716. Please hit the like button for the boys winning. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Guests, everything to go. We'll be talking about this win and everything else and getting ready for week 2, man. Canes are doing it. Inter Miami's doing it. Marlins are still alive by some miracle, which is awesome. And the Dolphins. You were so nervous. You were worried about this. They won. They're 1-0, baby. All right. Great way to start the season. And you know that they can win again this coming week and get it to 2-0. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We started at the Hall of Fame with Zach Thomas. We're going to end in Las Vegas with the Super Bowl. We'll see you all Monday morning, 10 a.m., same time, same place, same bat channel.
This has been the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins Postgame Show on the Sports Talk 305 Network. The show is mastered by Sean Stanley and Chad Show. From home to kitchen to bathroom additions and remodelings. Get in contact with one of the best contractors in the business. Call Eric at EJDconstruction.com. 305-433-4843. Please subscribe to our platform by searching Big O Radio Show on all digital avenues. On behalf of all our staff, we thank you for supporting us. Have a fantastic week.